repotting. And yesterday we explained, you know, the what's, the why's, the how's. And today we're going to get our hands dirty. So I grabbed a couple of plants. I've got a Dracaena, dragon tail, I think it's called, palm, and I have a coffee plant. Bam, love coffee plants.
Yeah.
Get them mature enough and they will flower and produce coffee beans. They don't wrap them in chocolate though, you got to do that by yourself.
Aw, man.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But I wanted to show the difference. So we can see this has roots coming out the top and roots coming out the bottom. This one, we can see the soil isn't great. I mean, it's just being watered, but that soil is not wonderful. We've lost some soil, there's roots at the top, and we have roots coming out the bottom. The difference is, this one is healthy. Okay, we have new growth, and I can't get in as close as I would like, but right in the middle, there's even more new growth coming up. All of the ends are good. Yeah, the ends are a little brown. That comes from our watering. That's nothing unhealthy. So that is a healthy plant. Does it need to be repotted? It could be. Need? Probably not. It's probably good for another little while. This one needs it. The new leaves are not the color we want. We want that deep green. It's starting to show some signs of not being wonderful. So when I look at these two, immediately I go, okay, both of them could be repotted. One of them needs to be repotted. And if a plant is healthy and it's doing great, why shock it? Okay? And now if you want to, if you're doing all of your plants and you're like, you're coming along for the ride too, absolutely. Nothing wrong with that. I do that quite often. I'm repotting all my plants and there's one that's on the cusp and I'm like, you know what? I've got my soils, I've got my fertilizers, I've got my watering cans out. You're coming for the ride. I'm doing you now. I'm going to put this issue to bed. I don't want to deal with it later. Efficiency, laziness, whatever you want to call it. But if you're just looking and everything is great and you see this one, it's also great. If everything is great and you see this one, you should make an exception. I will absolutely do that. Like I said, I try and do my potting in the spring and summer. The ones I do in the winter are ones that I'm like, ooh, kind of didn't do this one when I should have. It really needs it. Let's make it happen. So, like we talked about yesterday, we are going from one size to another. We're going from a 4-inch to a 6-inch pot. That's it. I believe that was a quiz in our stories.
Yeah.
So if you haven't watched our stories yet, I already give you the answer. Bam! You're welcome. So I'm going to put it in there. I can see just from looking immediately, I don't need a ton of soil in the base. I am going to put soil in the base. What I'm going to start by doing is I'm not going to prep this. It's not outside. I don't have wind blowing on this. I don't have direct sun. The roots aren't going to dry out. It'll be fine out of the pot for the 2 minutes I need. So I'm going to loosen it around, all the way around. I'm going to support the crown as always, flip it, and there we go. We can see all of those roots. And we can see this soil, it's crumbling. It's okay, but it is pretty depleted. Okay, so now what I can do is I can put that in there and I can take a look at the height. I want it to come up to the lip. So we can see I probably need about 1 inch of soil on the bottom. So carefully lift it out. I take my other soil. And all this is, I should have kept the bag and I didn't. Again, my brain tells me I know what it is. I should have shown my audience. This is just a potting soil. That's all it is, a potting soil. It's actually soilless. It's a potting mix. And we did talk on this when we talked soils. It's peat moss, perlite, mycorrhiza in there. I believe there's some vermiculite. All I'm going to do is firm down my base. I can't go any higher because I know that my plant is only going to need that much. So I've got it in, nothing is coming out the bottom. If I tapped it, it would come out the drain holes, but I haven't compressed it. All I've done is firm it down and made it nice and level. And now, I should say as well, it doesn't matter if you're going from an 8 to 10, a 10 to a 12, 12 to 14, the principle is the same. always going to be the same. I'm just using a small one because it's easier on the space. And this was the first one I saw that needed help. So now all I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in and I'm going to check for height. So I can see right there my height is perfect. Okay, the top of my soil is up to this lip, which allows me to add water and fertilizer without it running over. Now, very gently, I'm just going to add some soil and I go all the way around. Make sure I get it somewhat even and then I firm that down. And I'm using my hands like this. Normally I like to use the back of my hand, but I can't get the back of my hand into that space. So I have to use my fingertips, but I'm literally tapping. I'm not pushing, okay? So I'm not compressing the soil, I'm firming the soil. So I go all the way around, and again, I'm trying to keep it even. I try to come up in layers. If you find that one side is super full and you're pushing, you might not firm all the way down, and you might end up with sink spots and air spots. And it happened, you water and the plant goes, because there's a gap there, and when it watered, it filled it in, and your plant shifts. It's easy to fix, except you get dirty. It's muddy, it's gross, you're now re-shocking the plant. You want the plant to establish as quick as possible. If I wasn't explaining this, this would already be finished. But I like to go through. I dust any of the soil off the top. I don't want it mounded up over my stem. I want to keep the existing crown at that height. Okay? So that went up there. I take another handful and I go around. Okay, same thing. And you can see, not a lot of time. That tells you how much pressure I'm putting on. Again, I'm just firming it. I dust that off. Probably one more should do me. And it's always better when you get to the end to add a little bit. You don't want to go too deep and then try and take it out. You want to, I'll add a little bit more. I'll add a little bit more to get the correct height. So exactly what I just did here. So I added all of that. I'm not exactly to the height that I want, but I don't need another full handful. So I'm just going to add really quickly, go around, dust that off, dust off the crown. And then when you're cleaning up as well, literally all of that, my counter was nice and clean before I started. Thank you, Brandy. That wasn't me. But now I'm going to firm it all the way around, make sure everything's good. The plant shouldn't fall over. If you want, you can offset the plant. A lot of people like to do that with trailers to really encourage them to come over one side. I immediately go to the middle. Go to the middle. It's better for the root ball. It allows it to come out. As you see when I lifted it out, it was perfectly formed. So, Throwback Thursday.
Oh, there you go.
That's the only attention I'm giving this apron. We are never doing Throwback Thursday again.
No.
Am I happy with that? You know what? Got a couple of low spots. There we go. So it's nice and firm. You can see now I'm tapping in and my fingers aren't sinking. I'm putting pressure on. I'm making indents, but they're not sinking in, as opposed to if I tap into this. So non-firm soil. Firm soil. That's the difference. It's supporting the weight. If I drove my finger in, I absolutely could get it through, but it's not just going to push in. And I go all the way around, make sure my crown is dusted, and there you go. It's nice and level, it's firm. I'm not going to do the Dairy Queen thing because it will fall out. But it's not sinking, it's not moving. I've got it at the right height. I've got it dusted off, and that's it. It's repotted. Upcycle this for the next plant, the next seedling I've got. Now, the next important thing is, like anything that we've done, we have moved this. We've taken it out of something. Although we guaranteed we didn't hurt the roots. We may have disturbed them. We did disturb them. But we may have like bruised them or put some pressure when we're doing it. And especially trying to take one like this out. That's a hardwood root. I may damage that taking it out of there. But on the whole, when you're transplanting in the yard, you have no idea where those roots are going. You're going to end up ripping some or cutting some. This, it's coming out of this and going into this. So way, way, way less shock. Plus, it's been in an area where we know it gets enough light. It's happy with it. So there's going to be a lot less transplant repotting shot. However, it still needs water. So again, I'm just going to water it very gently. I'm not going to flood it. I don't want to do that. I'm going to make sure I get the roots. I'm going to make sure I go into all the other areas. And you can see my apron is falling off, but you can also see that I'm just watering gently and evenly. I'm not pouring heavy onto it. I don't want it to pull through. I don't want it to suddenly realize, oh, my soil has been so dry for so long. It's a little hydrophobic and it's just filled with water up to here. I want it to absorb, and I want it to absorb nice and gently.